A witness in the trial of former acting accountant general of the Federation, AGF, Chukwuyere and Nanekwe Nwabuko, has disclosed how the ex-AGF opened multiple bank accounts to divert public funds. News from Nigeria reports that Ananekwe is facing trial on a 9-count amended charge of money laundering to the tune of 868,465,000 naira brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Speaking at Friday proceedings, the witness, Echaria Ezobi, a Zenith Bank staff member, told Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court, Abuja, that she opened 4 company accounts for contractors with the Federal Ministry of Defense. Ezobi, the EFCC's first witness, PW1, stated that the 4 companies are Temel Synergy Concept Limited, Tuje Global Investment Limited, Laptop Bridge Limited, and Arafura Transnational Afro Limited. Led in evidence by EFCC's counsel, Ekene Ihanacho, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Ezeobi disclosed that most withdrawals from the accounts were in cash, adding that the defendants benefited from them. Ihanacho tendered the accounts opening packages before the court and marked them as exhibits PWB by Justice Omotosho. Also, the EFCC's second witness, PW2, Felix Oweke, identified himself as a director of the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. He said he was the Deputy Director of Finance at the Federal Ministry of Defense between 2018 and 2020. Oweke said he worked under the defendant, facilitating payments. The witness told the court that the defendant asked him to open company accounts so he could access funds. He mentioned contacting Gideon Joseph, a resource person to the ministry, stating the director instructed them to open the accounts with Zenith Bank. Wike narrated that he met Ezeobi at the bank and she opened accounts for them, stating that he always received instruction from the director to raise funds or make transfers to people and would normally oblige. During cross-examination, Onweke said the ministry is funded by the appropriation bill signed by the president. He admitted that Anan Mekwe is not an approving officer in the ministry, but conveys the approval of a release of funds. Let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. What do you all think of this? Before we go, guys, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Otega says, I think it's time for the government to review the operational model of the Accountant General Office at both state and federal levels, or even abolish that organ or establishment. I don't think it can be abolished because, they have their own function. The AG's office have become a cesspool of corruption and looting of government money. The AGs were supposed to safeguard government finances and disburse same to only prior-approved channels as directed by the executive, but these AGs have turned the government treasury into their personal accounts. Can you imagine AGF? After AGF being accused of looting the treasury, they are supposed to safeguard because they know they will face no consequences. Fano James says, the theft triangle, why not put a system in place to make stealing very difficult? Prevention is better than cure. Do you think that those systems are not in place already? Nigerians, they will surely look for a shortcut. Whenever a system is put in place, people will surely look for the weaknesses of that system in order to be able to steal money. We are Nigerians together now. We all know how these things goes. Secondly, implement a severe punishment for anyone that still was able to steal as a detriment to others. Exactly. I think that this is even what should, be put in place. I think that it's just a system thing. Is the way that the structure in Nigeria is. Our leaders, they steal money. They are not being sent to prison. I think that when it relates to this, the problem is divided into two. Number one is the corrupt judiciary that we have. As long as the judiciary remains in this same state, my people will continue to steal because they know that at the end of the day, if they get caught, they can find their way, they can still have their way, bribe the judiciary and then get at least a lesser sentence. And as long as they still maintain the association or the network that they have within the party, as long as it is still their party that is ruling, they can still have their way. That is, one of the things that is destroying this country. The judiciary, people stealing, people committing offense, people committing crimes without being held accountable. Look at Yaya Bello. Look at Yaya Bello. Just take Yaya Bello, for example. Just take him for example. Yaya Bello is waltzing around the country, working free despite being accused of stealing. And then we also have this mindset of even if it's steal, it doesn't matter. They don't want to know where your wealth is coming from. Nigerians do not want to know where you got the money from as long as you can spend. Take, for example, Obasa's case, who is accused of, that much corruption during his reign as a Speaker of Lagos State Assembly. He came back into the country and guess what? People were waiting for him, to celebrate him, to jubilate with him. That is for someone who is accused of stealing. You can imagine. That is the mindset. People do not want to know how you got there. Even if you stole, even if it was kidnapping, even if it was yahoo, they don't want to know the source of your wealth. As long as you can spend, you can do lao, you can do lao spending, you can spend anyhow. They do not want to know. Those are the problems we have in this country. And as long as, these problems are still there, my brother, my sister, there is nothing we can do. People would still steal. People will still steal. And there is the problem of segregation. In Nigeria, according to, even Falana even said it, according to Falana, he said that if they want to arrest a poor man, they would not send him a letter to come for an interrogation. They will go and bundle him in his house. But if a rich man steals or commits a crime, they will write him a letter and inform him. And if it's not chanced that on that particular day, he can call them and say, "Oh, I'm not chanced on this day. Okay, let's arrange for another day." That's a rich man. The country, whether you like it or not, is divided into two. We have a poor and we have a rich. The way the rich is being treated is not the way the poor is being treated. A poor man can go to prison for stealing an ordinary chicken, while a rich man can steal billions upon billions of naira and still would not near prison. Even if they have been sent to prison, they have been sent to VIP prison, as in the case of Bobrisky and some of all these politicians that they say that they go to prison and they come out from prison looking fresh. Is it the same prison that the poor person went to that this one went to? It's not just the same. It's not balanced. The society is not balanced. There's this improper fraction happening in the country, whether we like it or not. So that's the mentality. They know that if I have my money, even if I'm able to steal money, I can still bribe my way out of a problem, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. What do you all think of this? Subscribe to this channel, like this video, guys. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye for now.